July was hot, and I mean really hot. There are 31 days in July, and the plot was visited every day, early in the morning or in the evening, sometimes both. And it was the same ritual, which was watering. Monday the 23rd was the hottest day of the year, and also the hottest day recorded since 1976. And then on Friday the 27th we had a thunderstorm, and it rained every day from then right up to the 31st. The second main task was checking for butterfly eggs. The butterflies were laying eggs by the thousand on the brassicas, and I couldn't get to them because of the frames. So the frames and the eggs were removed. At about 10 o'clock I left each day. The sun's starting to hot up now. It's really coming down. So it's time to call it a draw. And I'll come back probably this evening or early tomorrow morning. But for this morning's session, I'm going to bring this to a close. There were other events, such as thinning out the Swedes, which had taken on a spurt. After Monday's thunderstorm, the magic rain had also given the carrots a spurt in both raised beds and had pushed the Swedes up a bit further. With the parsnips though, it's all happening underground. Still very warm, but not as intense as July, and we were receiving some welcome rain, which brings on the growth of the plants. This can be seen with the leeks planted out last month. Pleased with the progress on the carrots, sweet corn and calabrese. The Mike Hurdis method of French beans are coming up, and I don't think these onions are going to improve. Parsnips are showing above ground, and the succession lettuces planted last month are hearting up. Tomatoes are producing a crop. We've picked a few. I gave the calabrese a mulching of mushroom compost. And runner beans were pinched out to improve the yield. Strawberries are now finished, and the bed is given a general clearance. Cultivated thornless blackberries are producing fruit as the wild ones are in the hedge. These are the first figs ever I've grown, ever. My first crop of figs I really like to eat, and reluctantly I've harvested the onions, which have been a disappointment. The celeriac are starting to put on size, and looking forward to including these on the dinner plate. Coming to the end of August, and in preparation for starting my autumn infrastructure projects, commence stripping the boundary hedge back to the fence line. Still having problems with the caterpillars and they have devastated, and I mean devastated, the cauliflower. September. Weather's been mild with the occasional rain halfway through into the month, and we had the first frost on Tuesday the 25th. The leeks are doing well, some are large enough to be harvested. These are the leeks. But look, this is the only shot I've got of this year's carrot harvest, and there's a sweet. Sweet corn have been a success, equaling my broad bean harvest, and the mice have had their share, keeping to one pod, that was nice of them, before attacking another. I'm guessing stripping the outer layer is labour intensive, which uses a lot of energy, so once stripped, it makes sense to eat the seeds of an exposed cob first. Ever-bearing strawberries not allowed fruit in this first year to give stronger plants and runners for increasing stock. Runner beans are producing plenty of pods. Calabrese producing florets and should be harvesting soon. Celeriac still putting on size. Plenty of tomatoes to harvest, the dry weather and then the rain causing the skins to split. Not for showing though, they're for eating, and they still taste as good. Salad bar still producing, no beetroot available at the present. Some growing but not ready yet. Next year I'll grow more on the March sowing, 40 instead of the 20, and pick them and store them in a sandbox. I have sprouts, just hope I have some available for Christmas. Succession of cabbages progressing, as is the black kale. But the stars are the Mike Hurdis method of growing French beans, which I will definitely expand this method next season. And these are some ready for today's dinner, together with potatoes harvested as required. Start made on the new set of compost bin, and as a thank you for the pallets, some tomatoes and beans, the manager and the yard foreman.
There we are, Dave. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
October, a month of bright sunshine, clear blue skies, bringing frosts and early mists. A time to wrap up well, because it was cold. This is a time for stripping beds in readiness for the next season, starting with the sweet corn, dealing with the roots and grinding up the stalks. I know I said last month I was not letting the new strawberries produce fruit. Well, some did, without my knowledge, and just look at these for October. Show-offs. It is the harvest festival in the village. For the event I produced a veg box, which was what was available on the allotment at this particular time. Continue construction of the compost bins. The main job was levelling the floor. Heat treated onion sets arrived. Emptied the main compost bin and deposited on bed number 9, ready for autumn onion sets. And planted the onion sets. I had a succession of lettuce. Covered bed 8 with compost. And then re-erected the Castle Hill frame. Had a great broccoli harvest. Really enjoyed the broccoli. We collected autumn leaves for making leaf mould. Swiss chard still going strong. And I cleared the French beans from Mike Hurdis's trial. Helping to fill the new compost bin. 30 days hath November, and of these 30 days it rained on 16 of them. And on one day we had a thunderstorm with high winds, and another a light covering of snow. Winter is setting in. Took some strawberry runners, placed them under the Castle Hill frames. Pleased I directed the Castle Hill frame, as this provided some essential protection, particularly some succession lettuce, and of course we had that fall of snow. And these frames require moving, and the best place is to position them over a bed. Coat off and get cracking on dismantling the broad bean frame and moving it to bed 12. When in position, I shall sow 50% of next season's broad beans. Planted some succession winter cabbage plants, and I'm now ready to start cutting back the boundary hedge. This is a job that when you start, you keep asking yourself, am I doing the right thing? When finished, side relief is given with a wow. Glad that's done. What a lot of space it's gained. I'm also collecting more pallets, and the autumn sown onions are now showing through. Because of the wet weather, can't burn the bocage, so I'm carrying out lots of trips to the tip, which now brings us to the end of the month. December, a very wet month, few days where it has not rained either part of the day or non-stop through the day, night and the morning. There has been some hard frosts as well, particularly on Christmas Eve. Visits to the plot have been principally for harvesting leeks, parsnips, swede, celeriac, lettuce, cabbage, kale, and earlier in the month, broccoli. Potatoes and onions purchased at the supermarket, so at a pinch, still avoiding the hunger gap. And there are still some beans in the freezer. Gale force wind had damaged some of the polythene covering to the poly and the cold frames, which in the new year will have to be repaired. Temporary repairs were done for now. Serious thought is being made on banning plastic off my plot, and I'm thinking replacing with perspex. Autumn sown onions are still showing good progress. On the last day of October I collected the last of the potatoes and tomatoes, again with some broccoli. That's the end of the second half of this year's assessment, and I can state it has been a good year, with acceptable pluses and minuses. Looking forward to a new season starting in the new year. All that remains is to thank my subscribers for their support and encouragement, without whom I would not have continued uploading videos. So here's season's greetings to you all, and a happy and prosperous new year. Take care, and for now, bye.